Hi friends. So I'm sitting in my car out the front of the liquor store. Don't judge, because I'll tell you why later. It all makes perfect sense, I promise. And I had to like try and find like the best light, because obviously you don't want to look like a mutt on live stream. So I'm actually coming to you live. I'm going to be doing a few of these because apparently you guys like to hear me muse live, and you like to hear my rants, and you like to hear my brain. And like the thing that most of you guys say to me in private message is that you wish you could like follow me around and like hear my thoughts and stuff. So today is one of those hear my thoughts days, and I want to talk to you about how to get what you want. And if that appeals to you, then put in little comments something that perhaps you want, and maybe I can help you actually figure out how to get it if you're not getting it. But I'm going to tell you a couple stories and some of my little musings lately of how to get what you want when you're not freaking getting what you want. So does it frustrate you when you've had like a goal or a dream or just something that you really want and you haven't got it yet? Like, tell me that I'm not the only person that doesn't always get what I want. Or lol jokes, I always get what I want. And it's funny because I've been going through like this little retrospective time, I think, because I've been signing up a lot of new business builders and working on their goals with them, and I've kind of noticed a bit of a pattern of people who get what they want versus people who don't get what they want. So firstly, I want you to figure out, are you the kind of person that gets what you want always? Or are you the kind of person that wants all this stuff and never seems to get it? Which one are you? Are you number one or number two? So figure that out first. You don't have to say. It's okay. It's fine. So recently, I decided to go through my gratitude journal. And if you've never kept a gratitude journal, I highly recommend you do, because firstly, it helps you set goals in a way that's not really that scary, but also it helps you backtrack and figure out where you've been in your life. So yeah, Lauren, follow your dreams. So recently I had a bit of an emo episode. I think the full moon does that. Does a full moon fuck with anybody else, or is it just me? Like, tell me that you guys were all emotional this week, because everything went freaking off the crazy scale, and I know it's to do with the full moon. Anyway, I took myself out for a glass of wine because that's how I deal with stuff. And I took my gratitude journal with me, and I went and sat down at this bar. I was like that weird guy, like I might as well be a freaking poet. Like, and I went through my gratitude journal, and I went through from before I earned my Mercedes-Benz with my company. So before I sort of hit it big, I guess. And I was looking at my goals and my gratitudes, and what I was noticing was that most of my gratitude was like just fluffy bullshit. Like, it was like, I'm so grateful for feeling amazing. Like, cool, that's nice, but it wasn't specific. And then my gratitude intentions, where you're meant to put what you really want, I was putting stuff like, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm successful. I am so grateful and thank you for bringing me success. Thank you for bringing me happiness. And nothing was specific. However, there was a few goals in there that were really, really specific. For example, I'm so grateful that my business has tripled from my Mercedes-Benz presentation. That's specific. And I'm so grateful that I achieved this incentive trip. That's specific. And it was funny because all the specific things I actually achieved. Like, fuck. But all the non-specific things that I thought I wanted, like, I'm so happy for being successful. Like, what is success? Like, what is success? I don't know. Have I achieved it? I don't know, because it was never like specific enough. So what I did is I went and actually made things really specific. Like, what does success mean to me? Well, success means to me that I am bringing in 20 grand a month in income. For me, that right now is successful. So put that down. But what is success for you? And when you've been looking at your goals, have you actually been putting what you really want on that piece of paper? Have you actually been grateful for real things? This morning I redid my gratitude journal. I was grateful for really specific things. Like I was grateful that I actually had the time to make myself breakfast. I had an omelet and I had coffee, and it was fucking awesome because I actually had the time to sit down and eat the whole thing without being interrupted. That I was grateful for. My goals, I was like really specific about my goals, and it felt amazing. And you know what? I know I'm going to achieve every single one of them because I've actually written them down. I just did a passion planner session and a strategy session with 3 of my consultants. And some of their goals included things like be successful and things like organize my life. But that's not specific. Like, what does organize your life mean? I don't know. Does that mean you get 90% of your to-do list done? Does that mean that you promote in your business? Does that mean that you make an extra $3,000 a month? Like, what's success to you? What's your actual goal? Go back and have a look at your goals. Leanne, I wish I could eat brekkie uninterrupted. Yeah, right? Is that a goal? Make it a freaking goal. It was so nice to actually eat breakfast. I rarely eat breakfast because I've got a coffee in one hand and I'm on coaching calls all day. So a goal might be to actually eat breakfast every single morning. That's specific, it's achievable, and it's going to freaking happen. But it just made me really think about how many of us put these goals out there, but we're either too scared to put what we really, really want there, or we just don't know what we want. So what's your goal? Like, what's your definition of success? Have you been specific with your goals, or have you been skirting around and been putting like airy-fairy things in there? Like, I'm so grateful for being happy. Well, what's going to make you happy? What is it that's actually going to make you feel good? Is it getting your kids in bed by 7 o'clock every night and having a glass of wine? Is that your definition of success? Is that your goal? Because you can't achieve a goal that you don't know what it is. And if you're too scared to write your goal down, you need to write your goal down. And you need some help breaking it down further. One thing that I do with my 6 Steps to Awesomeness Badasses in the Making is we actually work on scheduling. We work on your goals and we break it down to actually make it happen. And I think sometimes you need that little bit of help to get things done. So use this, use my experience, and use the fact that you may be being wishy-washy about the shit that you want. So just clarify it and write it down and figure out exactly how to get there step by step. So I am at the liquor store sitting in the car park. I had to get excellent lighting. But you know what one of my goals was this morning? Specific. I wanted a freaking bottle of wine. I wanted red wine so damn bad, and it was a goal, and now I'm going in to have a bottle of wine because follow your dreams. And also, do you know what my other goal is? And tell me what you think of this. I really want to have a KATA brand wine. What do you think? Would you buy my wine? I feel like I'm experienced enough that I'd pick a really good one, and I'd make sure the bottle was really pretty too. Would you buy my wine? Because I really, really want to make one. So hopefully this has been useful to you about making your dreams more specific and your goals more specific, and actually making them things that you actually want. So hopefully this has been useful. Yay, Leanne, you would buy my wine. Awesome. I'm happy to know. KATA brand wine coming soon. But yeah, that's my little musings for the minute. Let me know what you'd like to hear about. Like, do you have any questions? Does anyone have anything that you want to know from me about goals or dreams, or about anything that, since I'm live pre-wine, what is it that you want to know from me? What is it that you want to ask or poke or prod? I might just hang up on you, you know, that's fine. But what can I help you with since I am here right now? Laura, do you write your goal as if it's already happened? Yes. So there's 2 sections of gratitude and goal setting. Stuff you've already got and stuff you're already grateful for. Very specific things. Like, for example, this morning I was grateful that I got to sleep in and I didn't wake up with an alarm clock. I woke up whenever I wanted. That's something I'm very specific for. That's happened already. And then the goals that your gratitude intentions are things that you want specifically to happen later. So for example, I wanted a bottle of wine in my near future, and now I am getting a bottle of wine. So like, it's already happened. Yes. Thank you for the bottle of wine. That's something that I would write. Amy, red or white? I drink red. I drink Shiraz. I love Shiraz. It is the best. Except when you go out for a night out. I was wearing an entirely white outfit about 2 weeks ago, and some I'm going to say some bitch, but some poor intoxicated girl spilled my glass all over me. I was not very fucking happy about that. Anyways, Rebecca, I need one now. It's only 9 a.m. in London. Well, look, it's like what, 6 p.m. here in Australia. So you can have a glass of wine. You can have a spritzer. No, you can have a mimosa. You can have champagne and orange juice. That's like a legit breakfast drink. Or sometimes I have coffee with a shot of Bailey's in it. No one knows, but it just gives you exactly what you need. Merlot, all the way. What would you buy from me if I had a wine brand? What would you want? I figure a champagne, a celebratory one. And I figure like a red and a white. Leanne, how do I get them into action? You're good at writing goals, yet you never seem to achieve them. You might need to be a bit more real. I can't speak today. See, I need wine. Oh my God. Be a little bit more realistic, like having brekkie uninterrupted. Yeah, dude, start small. So start really, really small on your goals. And quite often what I find people do is they have these massive goals. Like, I want to be a millionaire. Great. How are you going to do that? Maybe let's start by breaking it down. Break it down into goals, for like a 3-year goal, a 1-year goal, a 6-month goal, a 1-month goal, a week goal, and a daily goal. So in the end, you're only ever going to do things if they're easy enough for you to do. And easy is a different definition for everybody. So for me, sometimes things get too overwhelming and I only need to do one thing a day. But if you figure out one effective thing a day that you can do and you spread your to-do list and your tasks and your goals, even over 3 months, you're actually going to find you're going to achieve them. So it sounds like you're overwhelming yourself and you're asking too much from yourself, which is unrealistic. So for example, if I wanted to do 10 client appointments a day, it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen because I'm not going to want to do it. I'm going to resent the shit out of my goal. It doesn't sound fun to me. It's just going to be too much work. It sounds too hard. So I'm going to do 0. But if I say I want to do 1 client appointment every 2 days, that's more realistic to me. And that means I'm actually going to do it because I feel like I can. And if I can do it, I'm going to give myself a little win. And if I'm winning, that's fun to me and it's going to continue to motivate me. So figure out what's achievable for you. And even if it's not everything that you want right now, start somewhere. Start just with one little thing. Give yourself a little win at least every week, if not every day. And if that win is having breakfast uninterrupted, that makes you more motivated, do it. Because what you're going to find is when you feel good and when you feel happy, you're actually going to do more of the shit that's actually productive to you. Whereas if you're already grumpy and resentful and you don't feel like you've added value to yourself first, you're not going to do your list and you're not going to get the productive stuff done. So hopefully that helps, Leanne. Does anyone else have any more questions? Amy, yes, you'll be ordering my wine. Yes, good. I want to label them like reasons why you drink. Like, I have 12 hours to finish this assignment wine, and I finally fucking did it wine, and my boyfriend broke up with me wine. Like reasons like we drink. So if you have any ideas for reasons why we drink of things that I could put on my wine brand, let me know as well. Amy, you're going to follow up 1 person every day. Yeah, that's awesome. That's achievable. What I suggest you do is actually write the person's name in your diary every day or in your phone. So it actually pops up with that one thing to do. And that way you're reminded of it. You're more likely to do it if it's 1 person. Rebecca, set a goal to reach out to a new person every day, which felt realistic, but you're running out of people to add to my list. You've thought of everyone you've come across. Help. Okay, so Rebecca, it sounds like you need to get out of the house and actually meet people. Have fun. Like, what is it that you like to do? Like, do you want to go to a Zumba class? I just recently signed up to a Zumba class again. I'm excited to meet people there. If you've run out of people, you need to start meeting more people. It tells me you need to start living. Live, have fun. Like, what's fun for you? Do you like to go to the library and read? Do you go to the same coffee shop? Are you actually talking to people, introducing yourself to people, meeting people? So add more people to your list. Like, a lot of people used to judge me for traveling. And like going and like getting fucked up in Miami and like partying and having fun in New York. But honestly, it makes me happy. And when I'm happy, I draw people to me. And when I draw people to me, I meet people, I make friends, I throw them on my Facebook, they get to know me, they follow me, they stalk the shit out of me. Like, all that's great, but it comes from living. So Rebecca, you need to set a goal to get out of the house and to meet people, and meet people where you're comfortable. Do you have kids? Do you have to drop kids off at daycare? Are you actually meeting the mums there? Do you know, what do you do in your life? Just do more of that. Are you going grocery shopping? Is that your thing? Like, meet people at the grocery store. There are people everywhere. You just need to start opening your eyes and opening your mouth in your normal routine. So wherever that is, you can meet people. Kids wine. Kids wine. I have kids wine. Is that a good label? Rebecca, you work full time between that family and business. It's tough to find ways to fit in hobbies to meet people. I totally get it. I totally get it. People ask me all the time, what's your hobby? And I'm like, what do you mean hobby? I don't have a hobby. Like, my life is my hobby. But if you actually look around what you're already doing, you'll find that there are people that you're probably not noticing. So for example, full-time work, I don't know if you have a receptionist, you know, why don't you go out for wine with her and meet some of her friends? I find often the events that we find chores are actually the best places to meet people and the best places to network. For example, I freaking hate sport. Like, I hate sport with a passion. And I've said yes to go to 2 football games, probably my whole life. And at those 2 football games, I actually met 2 amazing connections. And some of them, like one of them is a really good friend for me now. And it was from a football game. I fucking hate football. But saying yes to those events, saying yes to things that I wouldn't normally do, has allowed me to open and expand my network. So look at things that maybe you're not saying yes to. You know those random Facebook event invites? Don't invite me to shit on Facebook. I just hate it. But those Facebook event invites that you get, say yes to one, go to one, take a friend and meet new people from those things. So there are going to be events that you're guaranteed to be invited to that you don't want to go to them, because those networks are networks that you're not currently in, and you're only going to meet people by expanding your networks. And I guarantee you'll meet at least one great person there who will become a client or a business prospect or a friend or a connection to meet somebody else through. So my advice is to say yes to those events. Okay, any other questions before I go and get this bottle of wine? Follow your dreams, right? No, nothing so far. Any more wine brand ideas? Okay, good. That helps you, Rebecca. Awesome. I'm so happy that helps. Taking last questions. Is there anything else you want to hear about on these? I might go live again sometime this week if these are useful to you and if you have other questions for me. Nothing? Okay. Any wine suggestions? I'm going to go buy a Shiraz. If you have your favorite Shiraz, let me know what that is. How do you talk about your business or products to new contacts without sounding creepy? Yeah, well, practice. I gave myself a month challenge a couple years ago when I really needed to expand my networks. And I'm going to be really honest, I drove to a part of town where I'd never ever go, because I was like, well, look, if I fuck up, then at least no one knows me, and so it won't impact my reputation at all. So I actually went to a part of town that I didn't know, and I walked into retail stores, because I used to work in retail like soz, but this is true. You have nothing to do all day. Your one job is to talk to people. So I thought, well, good. Their job is to be nice to me, then their job is to talk to me. So I can't go too far wrong. And I just practiced. I practiced getting to know people. The first thing I did was I practiced saying hello to people. So I'd literally walk into a retail store and I'd be like, hi. And then if I shat myself, I would just leave. Then the next step I would do is I would compliment people. Oh my gosh, I really love your shoes. Easy, right? Or ask them how their day was. How's your day going? Because I remember in retail, the thing that sucked the most was having empty conversations with people. So I always made an effort for the people. What is that flashing light? Is that annoying you? That's annoying me. I don't know what that is. Oh God. So I'd compliment the retail chick. And then I would try and get to know her. So I actually wouldn't have the goal to talk to her about my business. Of course, that's what I wanted to do in the end. But my goal was to get to know this girl, because the way that I see my business, I don't prey on people. Like, I'm not desperate. I really don't need you in my business. You kind of need me more than I need you, is my attitude. So when I'm looking at inviting people into my business or talking to people about my business, I look at it like a vetting process. So I used to work in recruitment, right? So I know exactly what it takes for somebody to be successful in my business, and I know what I'm looking for, because my time's valuable too. Like, I don't need you in my business just messing things up and taking up my time and being annoying. So I know exactly the kind of person that will succeed in the business. I know the qualities and the traits that I'm looking for. So when I meet somebody new, I'm actually in my head looking at whether they align with my values, with my business, with, you know, the skills and the attributes that I'm looking for. So I look for somebody who is hungry. I need someone who wants more than they have. I look for somebody who's hardworking and self-motivated. I look for somebody who's kind, who's actually a good, genuine, loyal, honest, amazing person. And I look for somebody who's fun and who I can trust and who I can do life with. So those are things that I look for. So when I'm meeting people, I don't come across creepy because I'm not like, you want to join my business? Hey, can I send you information about my business? Hey, my business, my business. I'm actually trying to get to know them. And more often than not, the business will come up naturally because I'm showing interest in them. I'm asking questions about them, trying to get to know them. Eventually, if they're a decent human, they turn around and they go, well, what do you do anyway? How are you out shopping at this? Are you on your lunch break? And they ask me a question, which allows me then to drop one tiny little comment in about my business. Oh, I actually run my own business. Now, some people won't be interested from there. That's fine. They're not the kind of person I want to work with anyways. But sometimes they go, oh my God, what's your business? Tell me more. And I say, oh, I actually help people get from where they are to where they want to be. One little comment. I don't vomit on them. Just that one comment is enough. And then often they'll go, oh my gosh, tell me more. And that's not continue to build that relationship. And I'll say, you know what? Why don't I just send you some information about what I do? Here, add me on Facebook. I give them my phone. Add me on Facebook, send me a message and I can send you some info. So now I've done two things. Firstly, I'm getting out of their way. I'm getting out of their face. I'm not having that business conversation with them on the spot. Secondly, I've got them into my network. So somebody was asking before how I meet people, just like that. Here, I give them my phone, add me to Facebook. That's it. It's simple. It's so much less creepy than being like, let me take your number. Like, can I have your number? Like, can I add them to Facebook? It's the best thing ever. So that's why your social media game has to be strong. In my 6 Steps to Awesomeness program, week 2 is, week 2 or week 3? No. Week 3 is all about social media. You have to have a strong social media game if you're meeting people out because your social media is your business card. It's so much more effective than actually having a physical business card. Get them onto social media, getting them watching you. And Amanda, your social media does the work. If you're properly promoting your business and your lifestyle on social media, if you have a great little video clip to send them about the information on the business, you don't have to have that creepy conversation in person. And I never do. I never tell people about what I'm doing in person because how can you properly explain in that 3 seconds? You can't. You build the relationship, you vet them to see if they're right for you, add them to your social media, and then you follow your system and you send them your information or whatever. So does that help you? But when I was practicing this, like I said, I literally went to randoms that I didn't care about if I fucked up because I fucked up a lot. I had a lot of weird, awkward conversations. But it's fine because now I got better at it. They don't know who I am and all is good in the world. So does that help you, Amanda? And does anyone else have any questions? Or any more wine recommendations or wine label recommendations? No, we good? Well, this has been fun. This started off talking all about how to get what you actually want and ended up talking about how to meet people in your business. So hopefully this has been useful to you. Let me know if I've actually added value to you. Let me know what you want to hear about next time. I know some of you want to hear me rant about the things that I hate, which I can totally do for you. There is a lot of them. I know a lot of you want to know about what I say to people as well. So get your questions together. And next time I'm live, let me know what you want to hear about. But it's been nice hanging out with you. I'm definitely going to go drink some wine now because, you know, I can and I want to. And it was a goal of mine. Now I'm going to pursue that goal. So yay, follow your dreams. I love you guys. I hope this has been useful. Mwah! And I will talk to you soon. Bye.